How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's Fluff here with another video for you guys, and guess what, baby? We're back! Let's fucking go. So, as many of you guys know, we have the return of Self-Aware Sunday, and today's topic is a pretty touchy one, but it's one that I wanted to cover for a while, and it's one that I think is long overdue. So you guys can tell by the title, today is suicide, and what I want to cover with this topic, and I'm going to try to make it quick because I could spend hours on this topic alone. But I kind of want to talk about my experience with it, and just what I've kind of known from just, from things that I've seen and things that I've experienced on my own. And, I want to do a quick little shout out to a buddy of mine that passed away 7 years ago. We miss you, buddy, and hope heaven's treating you well, and hope to see you one day. But on to the topic. Suicide. For me, has always been kind of a hard subject to talk about, but I've always talked about it regardless, because I feel like it doesn't get put in the right light, right? I understand some people see it as a very bad thing, and I'm not going to try to persuade you to see it as a good thing, because whether you like it or not, someone found peace. That's the way I see it. Someone found peace in the way they wanted to leave this earth, and I can't fault somebody, because at the end of the day, it is their decision and it's the way they're going to go. And it's the same mentality I had, when I almost took my life 7.5 years ago. It was, I wanted to find peace. I wanted to find just a stop to everything that had been going on. I didn't want to suffer anymore, right? I was battling demons that I never told people about because I didn't know how to share it. I would always talk about, I don't know if you guys ever follow me on Snapchat, or some of you guys follow me on TikTok even, but I always talk about, the bad days. And back when I was a teenager and even a little bit into my 20s, I didn't know how to control those bad days. I didn't know what to do to make my life easier and to kind of cope with the reality that I was depressed, that I had, these bad things going on in my life, and I didn't know how to adjust to it, right? And so, as we kind of kept it going and kept things pushing on in life, I found ways to cope with it. Because I'm not gonna lie, there's days, sure, where I might still get a little suicidal. There's days where I wonder and I ponder, what could have happened if I would have left this earth 7.5 years ago. When I had those pills in my hand, when I made those letters, and I really contemplated everything I was doing. Everybody's experience with it is different. Of course, it is. It really is. It's, I can't speak for the people that have gone before us, and I can't speak for the people that are going to go in the future, because it's a subject that happens way too often in this world. And, may God, rest their souls. It's hard for me. I remember so vividly how that day went, and I remember waking up that morning and just remembering what kind of a rut I was in. I had just broken up with my chick of 3 years. I had a lot of things on my plate that weren't going right. School, friendships, relationships, family things that just, none of it was going right. And I decided in my own interest that I needed to do something for myself to make it better, right? And so I remember waking up that morning, and I had already written out the letters weeks before. And I remember going to the bathroom and thinking, okay, this is it, right? This is the moment I decide to finally take those pills and just fucking hope to God it does it. I remember texting my friend at the time, and my best friend at the time, and she was worried. She was just concerned because I wasn't the same at school. I wasn't as proactive at school. School was one of my escape routes. I could go to school, go to math, which was one of my favorite subjects, and go to gym maybe even too, and do the things I had to kind of keep pushing and keep persevering and stuff like that. And it just wasn't clicking. I wasn't finding enjoyment in life, and it had been going on for 2, 3, 4 months, and the hardest thing for me was keeping it a very big secret from my parents. My parents knew I was depressed. They never knew the extent, and not knowing how I was going to leave this earth and them finding out the way they did was one of the things that kind of made me hesitate, because I didn't want to leave, unanswered questions. My parents, God bless their souls, have been with me through everything, from my ups to my downs to everything in between. And they've never faulted me for my mistakes. They've never faulted me for doing something stupid, for anything like that. They've always looked at me with a bright light, and it's something as I got older that I took into consideration, because God damn, is life beautiful. I see it now. I really do. And of course, maybe not every situation is going to be like that, because it's just not the way it works in these situations. But at the end of the day, I had to finally make my decision whether I was going to or not. And luckily, by divine powers, whether it's from God or just luck or whatever it might have been, I put those pills down, and realizing that I could have lost the opportunity to do something with my life, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm the biggest guy, that's talked about this, because I'm not. I'm sure there's been many people that shared their stories before me, and there will be many people that share their stories after me. But the fact that I kind of realized I could use my experience and maybe help people around me that can't speak for themselves. And so, as time went by, of course, 6 months later, in my eyes, I failed, because, my buddy's gone, and I felt like a failure at the time. But, looking back at it now, I don't know how life would have turned, whether if I would have gone, or, what would have happened. In many situations, I could live it out all day. It gave me a new look into the way I handled things. The way I handled my depression, the way I handled the days where I would wake up and I didn't know what to do. And I started using what I knew from my experience to help people that maybe reached out. And I remember walking up to somebody in school, and they were just crying in the hallway. And I asked them, what's going on? Is there anything I can help you with? Because I can see you're kind of down, and I don't like seeing people like that. And, they told me, well, I've been getting bullied, and, these things, and I don't know what to do, and, life just sucks. And, and I helped them out. I told them, just really what a bully does is just try to make themselves feel better by belittling somebody else. And that's all it does. That's all you're doing, is just belittling somebody else just to make yourself feel better. And I remember, I kept in contact with this person, made sure they were okay. They made sure that they got through, their rough spells and stuff. And I got a pretty good friendship out of it. We don't talk as much as we used to, but I know they're okay now, and that's the important thing. I know that they didn't leave this earth knowing that, and I know that they left an impact, and they're going to leave an impact on this world. I know that for a fact. And I've had many situations like that where I've somehow been attracted to it. I've been attracted to it as kind of like people have gravitated to me and then opened themselves up to me talking about that. I can tell you right now, I know 3 or 4 people that I've talked to that if I wouldn't have talked to them, they've told me upright they were ready to pull the trigger to, do whatever they had to do to leave this earth. And for me, knowing that I was able to help somebody else through their tough times has gave me a new meaning, a new outlook on life, and realize that this shit is beautiful. We might not see it on the shitty days. We really won't, because we concentrate so much on the negative. But on those beautiful days, man, where everything's going right, you got that big smile on your face. You realize how beautiful this life can be. And I can't speak for everybody, because there's some people that just life's so shitty. And I wish, there's not a day I would wish that on my worst enemy. But I'm happy I was able to make an impact on people's lives that I did. And I hope I continue to make impact in lives that maybe just don't reach out, but they see my videos and they find a outlook for it. Because goddamn, is this shit fucking beautiful. If I can help somebody, realize that their life has meaning, that their life has a worth in here besides just being, just a regular human being. Maybe they can do something with their lives more than they can see it themselves. I'm going to do that, because that's what I had to do for myself. I can tell you right now, before everything happened, I would have never thought about making videos, because I was a shy kid. I'm still shy, I'm not gonna lie, but I was a whole different type of shy. I wouldn't go out with friends, I wouldn't hang out with them, I wouldn't do things, because I was always worried that I was the annoying one, that I was this kind of person, that I was that kind of person. And I kind of realized, you know what, fuck it. If I'm going to be somebody in this life, I'm going to make sure I leave a mark, no matter how I do it. And if that's helping to save a life, I'm going to do it. And down in the description below, I'm going to leave, the phone number to the suicide hotline, because if you need help, please don't be scared to reach for it. Don't be afraid to call and ask, for help, because if I can't help you, maybe somebody out there can. Even if it's a relative, even if it's somebody you barely talk to, if they have the ears to listen and to talk to you and to understand you and be able to cooperate and just, be able to understand what you're going through, it helps out a lot. And sorry, it's bringing back memories, and it's tough. It really is. It's hard to talk about it, because this is the first time I've really dug into the day that I almost left this earth. It's the first time I've really debated whether or not I wanted to share my story. And I decided, I've already given you guys so much of me during these Self-Aware Sundays. Why not do it with a very big subject? Because I'm not gonna say that depression wasn't a big subject, that anxiety wasn't a big subject, but this one gets people talking, because it changes lives. It doesn't just change the person that left, it changes everybody's lives. I didn't realize the impact somebody could have until I went to that funeral and I saw the people. And I'm not saying I would have had the same impact as him back then, but God, do I know now, if I left this earth and didn't leave any reasons as to why, people would be dumbfounded. Because I've tried my best to be the best person I can. Whether that's lending a ear, whether that's helping somebody out with their problems, however I can. Even if I fucking leave mine behind. If I have to help you, knowing damn well that I'm ready to freaking put that bullet in my head, but I still know I can help you help you get past your hard times. Fuck, am I gonna do that 10 out of 10 times? I don't care. Am I gonna reach out to somebody? I'd say 8 out of 10 times I will. Those 2 out of 10 times is times where I don't have the words to tell somebody, and I'd rather just try to cope with it myself, which is bad. Don't get me wrong. That can be bad, but I know how I am, right? I know I can do it by myself sometimes. Now, back then, maybe not, but I could ramble on and on and on about this subject for hours, and I don't want to do that. I just want you guys to know my story and to let you guys know that no matter how hard something can get, you're important to somebody. You might not see it now, but you're important to somebody. Don't leave this earth because it's a wonderful thing, and I appreciate you guys. I really do. You know, just the last couple months have really opened my eyes again and made me realize that this life is precious. It's eye opening for sure. So sorry I don't have too much on the subject, but that's all I can bring you guys. And I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you guys have a great start to your week tomorrow. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.